folks, got me on another sunny afternoon. Sun's really coming in. Mentioned before, if I was a vampire, I'd freaking frizzle up just there, wouldn't I? Anyway, let's start with this. It's the old Carolina Reaper. It's a mug you have to teach yourself to freaking drink out of because of this lip here. And it's the one with the lid on top because it's supposed to be an hand grenade. Carolina Reaper, hand grenade, flipping hot bomb. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, today, pieces of my life. Empath, spiritual activity, both. God, bloody hell, I'm doing a trump. Where's my bloody accordion? Sorry folks, I bloody watch bloody YouTube too much. Can't keep doing that. So, empath, where was I? Empath, spiritual activity, both or something totally flipping different. In life, there's lots of things that people don't understand. Some people do, some people don't, some people are somewhere in between. But there's lots of things that we as individuals, as human beings, have forgotten how to do. Some of those things still hang around, and people are born with some of those talents. They're able to do some of those things, and I suppose the society can look at people and think, oh, you're just totally freaking bonkers or something. It's not that, it's just that you're born with abilities. And lots of people are born with these abilities that just don't know they have them, or if they've got a slower inkling they've gotten, they'll wash it off. No, can't be, rubbish. So I went to look at those bits today, pieces of my life, because they do come into my life. I never really try and shelf them too much. I'm keeping this hand out of it. I never try and shelf them too much, because you do pigeonhole things then. But lots of things that do happen in my life, and I've talked about in the past, could fall under one, two, both, or something totally different. I'm not saying for 1 minute that I am an empath, because I don't really know. I don't go into anything that deeply. Spiritual wise, I see spirits, I have spirits pass things to me, to pass to other people, blah de blah, but then I just leave it there. I don't call myself anything. I don't try to build on that to become something, to say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. I just am me. And whatever comes along in life just comes along. I just accept it for what it is. Empath, I'm not going to go into a heck of a lot of details of it, because there is a lot to go into. If you really want to know about an empath, Google it, get a book on it, talk to somebody that's really into it, and you'll get all the info you want. I'm just looking at things that happen in my life and how they fit into some of the things that I hear on that side, because I don't look into it really. I just hear bits that people say. the spiritual side, I know a lot more because I know what's happened to me for years. Whether they fit together, whether they're separate or whether they're a totally different set of things altogether, I don't know. But looking on what a lot of things happen to an empath, in the sense that they pick up the feelings of other people, and I know I do that. In my life I pick up what other people feel. I can meet somebody and I can feel what they feel. I can feel someone miles away, to the extent my daughter just told me one day, I had this problem and this person, and I went and had a word with this person there, and within minutes it just wallop. It all came down on me like a freaking ton of bricks. The thing, as far as I know with empath, is that you can pick these things up from people, and it's very difficult to put them there and yourself here. It blends. And what I've found over the years with myself is that I can pick stuff up from other people, and I'm not particularly at that time realising that I'm picking it up from someone else. And when you do that, you have one almighty flipping, generally it's, with me, I generally pick up the not so good stuff. Not that they're flipping over the moon having a heyday, woohoo! I pick up the sad, really, this is affecting their life stuff that it's me. And it's good to learn a little bit about it, because when these things happen, you have got to quickly discern it to some degree and be able to shunt it into its little box in a way. Otherwise you can really drop down with it. Like I said, I've had times in life where that's happened, and I've really gone right down and thought, why the hell am I feeling so flipping glum, so this, so that, so... And it isn't till later, when it all comes to light, that I've been picking somebody up. Very often my daughter, in a different town, about an hour away, I'll pick stuff up coming from that freaking direction and vice versa. So it can be a bit of a flipping downward sometimes. So does that really fall into an empath? I don't know, because I don't know that much. Does it fall into spiritual activity? Because I know that I do pick up stuff from spirits, where mainly on that side is what we'd call residual energy, which is a little bit like picking up an old video. The easiest way of explaining that is places, things have vibrations, and depending on where it is, it will pick up, a bit like the video recorder, a tape recorder. It will pick up stuff and it will hold it, and you come across it, you take it, and if you're that way inclined, you will play that flipping video, that tape, whatever, back. And that again, like that, can put a blooming great damper, depending on what atmosphere it was in. If it was in a flipping, a really nice atmosphere, you get a lovely atmosphere feeling. If it was in a very dank, down, probably bad atmosphere, boy, you feel that. It's funny, I was going to talk about this because I found this the other day. I was talking to somebody about it and thought I'll put it in my pocket to show them. And I've talked about this before, this particular object. And it's a little cigarette case. Yeah, it looks small, doesn't it? Well, in those days, cigarettes were small. They were about the size of that finger there, but thinner. You look at it, if you looked at it now, you'd think, flipping heck, I like that, and if it doesn't disappear when the flame hits it, it will go in the first drag of a cigarette. So there it is. 10 cigarettes went in there, 5 there, 5 there, with a little bit of elastic over each one. I think it should be a lot brighter than that, but I'm not going to try and clean it up or anything. For one, it'll get rid of a lot of that stuff. 2, it's the patina. 3, if it was worth any money, you can kiss 95% of that goodbye because you just buggered it up. Anyway, I have it because somebody gave it to me as a gift, and so it's a gift. But if we look at this had that residual energy about it. It's not here so much now, but I remember it because after a while it will take on your place, it'll take on yours and what it's living in. And I had it just like this. I was laying back sideways on a 2-seater here, and all of a sudden I had my hand on my leg like that, watching something, and I found myself doing this on my leg like that, and it just dawned on me, what am I doing? And as I thought that, I knew what I was doing. Yeah, I knew I was doing this, but the person that this belonged to did exactly the same thing. I knew, there and then, I knew that this person, and I'm sure from the feelings and everything of this, it was female. And that split second, I knew that person did exactly that, and they were playing it back. It was just playing back to me. And as soon as I thought about that, I hadn't noticed before, told you there's dints in there at the back. Put my hand like that, as I could see that person practically all the time held it like that. They probably held it more than it was in a bag or something. There's a dent of the thumb at the back. Look just there at the front. See my fingers fit into those dents just there. That. And there I was doing that. And when you sit holding this, that's what you want to do with it. And that person spent a lot of time doing this. When they weren't carrying it like that, that was an habit. And like I said, empath wise, the empath is probably more of a person that's alive, and you're picking up their energy, good or bad. And I'd say it's generally the bad when they're down and whatever, you pick it. This sort of thing, the spiritual side, where you're getting the residual energy, or sometimes a spirit can be around and you'll just pick it up. And look, I'm just, as soon as that's in my hand, I start doing that. The only way I'm going to stop is by doing that. And that, I'm not kidding. Pick that up again, and if I sat here talking to you and put my hand up, I'd be doing that. So that's what I'm talking about, pieces of my life. There's a lot of it fit into Empath because I seem to have a lot of characteristics of it, and when I get that side of it, it is generally, it's a downer. Spiritual side, which I recognise as spiritual side, can be down, is generally up. Or does it fall into something that's very similar to the two, that's totally different, that we don't give a name to? I don't know. But anyway, that's part of my life. One piece of my life that I wanted to talk about was how I can pick up things from people, objects, dead, alive, and it can be good and it can be flipping bad. And sometimes I would say it's on the spiritual side, but a different plane of the spiritual side, more very dark. It can be flipping devastating. It is flipping awful. And there might be someone that, listening to what I'm going on about, that knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's this. So all I can do at the moment is I can split it to what I think is probably empathic, what's spiritual, and what might come together as a third entity. I don't know, but they are part of my life. Like this baby here. Probably can't see it very well. T-shirt. Yeah, there's old Goths. Just so people bloody know when you're walking around and they go, bloody old Goth? Yeah, there's old Goths. So folks, yeah, it's a piece of my life. I'm not sure where it fits. I know where little bits fit. But does it fit into two categories? Does it fit into three? Is there an all round? Does the living part fit in with the spiritual dead part? I don't rightly know. But I'm sure I could find out if I freaking well wanted to. Maybe if I took your advice and Google. So, look at that, bright sunshine, Carolina Reaper, t-shirt, ideas, pieces of my life. What more could you want? Catch you later.